What's up guys, Bloodshed here. Welcome to another Alpha Diablo Immortal video. This is going to be another character introduction video. This time we're covering the Barbarian class. Barb is awesome. It's just what you think it would be. Smash, bash, and kick some ass. Remember, this is Alpha. Things can change. There's still 2 skills coming before launch, confirmed. And they could add stuff, tweak stuff. It's still alpha, things can change. So this is just a good introductory to what your experience might be playing Barbarian. Now these videos do take time, so if you could please leave me a like on the video, I would much appreciate it. I'll have links and timestamps in the description for everything, so you can skip around, chapters, all that in the video. Let's start off with Frenzy. Now we have 2 primary attacks, Frenzy and Lacerate. You know, the more you hit enemies with Frenzy, the more attack speed you get. With both primaries, you have 2 different ultimates. With Frenzy, you get Restless Demon. It allows you to move through enemies. It allows you to have immunity to stun. You get more attack speed. You get a shield. It basically is crazy. Let me kind of showcase that. So you can see as you attack more and more, you get more attack speed and Frenzy becomes more badass. Once you pop your Frenzy ultimate, you can walk through enemies. You can hit while you're moving. I mean, it just turns into like a Wrath, and you can even pop Wrath the Berserker with it, which we'll cover later. It's even more Wrath, even more Berserker. It's a really dope skill. Lacerate, launch a series of attacks that does damage and it heals you every 3rd hit for 15% of the damage you do. And then we'll show the ultimate during the GR demo later. Enhance Lacerate for 12 seconds, increasing its healing to 20% of the damage done and increases its range. You also gain a shield. Chain Spear, hold 3 chain spears that deal damage and drag enemies, pull enemies toward your location, which is pretty much like the D3 chain. You get a triple chain. It pulls them into you, then you can whirlwind or whatever abilities you want. It's really useful, and there's some live legendary that roots them in place also, so there's a lot of combos you can make out of it. Cleave, unleash a powerful attack that does damage in an AoE cone and bleeds over 3 seconds. I also have a legendary, you can see here, enemies killed by Cleave will explode, kind of like the Sever effect or whatever. We like exploding enemies, and this is fun to use. It looks like this, it has like a little cone. You can triple tap it too and just get like, you know, Cleave heavy. There's also a Cleave legendary that attacks in a whole circle around you. Demoralize, release a shout to nearby enemies to attack you. You also deal damage to them and reduces the damage you take by 30% for 8 whole seconds. You can see I have a legendary. Demoralize is replaced with Terrifying Roar, and it deals damage to all enemies and immobilizes them. So it looks like this. Pretty cool. I mean, pretty much what you think a shout would be. So you can root them or taunt them. Furious Charge. This will be familiar to my D3 bros out there. Charge forward, knocking away all enemies in your path, dealing damage, and you have 3 charges. It's pretty cool, and there's like 3 different legendaries that increase the damage and augment Furious Charge in different ways. So if you want to play a charge barb in Immortal, there's definitely a playstyle there for you. Ground Stomp. Stomp the ground, stunning nearby enemies for 1.5 seconds, dealing damage. Charges longer, increases the duration, like this, watch. Increases the duration and damage. Boom. So you can kind of directional attack where it goes. Hammer of the Ancients. Call forth a massive hammer which smashes enemies. It's another charged ability. Remember, there's ways to make your charged abilities charge faster, you know, make them do more damage. There's a lot of ways to augment these specific abilities. So you got Hoda, right? Hoda Barb. Hoda Smash. Leap. Leap to a location, dealing damage to all nearby enemies when you land, reducing their movement speed. Each full life enemy struck by leap will reduce its cooldown. So you can make a little leap quake barb. It's possible to give you a little baby leap quake barb, which is awesome. And I'm curious to see what they do with this. You know, it's funny to get charge barb and leap quake back, but like in a different setting. Sprint. Increase your movement speed, and you also move unhindered through enemies, and you're immune to movement impairing effects. And I have a legendary that increases my dodge chance while sprint is active, right? It's pretty much what you think, standard sprint, but no. This is amazing. A lot of the end game involves us moving around, us speed farming, us finding rare mobs, finding rare dungeons. There is a lot of movement, and we have no mounts or anything. As of right now in alpha, this is so damn powerful. Sprint is super underrated, and it's probably going to make Barb, at least right now, one of the strongest speed farmers in the game. Whirlwind, become a whirlwind of steel, striking all nearby enemies for damage while moving at a reduced speed. You can see I have a legendary. Whirlwind's radius is increased. This is Whirlwind without. And remember, there's legendary gems that increase the duration of Whirlwind. So you can Whirlwind a lot longer than that. This is just the size without it. And this is Whirlwind with the legendary item. Huge Whirlwind. It's awesome. It's way bigger and even cooler. You feel like a badass. There's a bunch of legendaries to augment Whirlwind, like you pull enemies in and various things like that. So if you want to play Whirlwind Barb, it's here for you. Wrath of the Berserker. Enter a Berserker Rage that increases your attack speed by 50%. It does stack with all your other bonuses too, so it can be pretty wild. And increase your movement speed. So more movement speed for Barb by 20%. There is a legendary also that gives you crit instead of attack speed. So if you want to go like big crit builds. All right, my feedback and thoughts, initial thoughts on Barbarian, badass. Like if you just want to play Immortal and you don't want crazy controls, you want it to be easy to play, you want to smash demons in the face. The legendaries are straightforward, the class is straightforward. It just really jumps in and starts kicking butt. Barb is for you, Barb is your class. The ability with Sprint and Wrath of Berserker to get more movement speed on call is amazing. You obviously can use Leap and Furious Charge as well, but they're more damage abilities, not necessarily like movement speed abilities. You have the freedom to just run around and be a beast. I mean, this class is really fun to play. The reason why it's not my favorite is because I prefer more like thinking about my abilities. Like, okay, I want to plan this out and I want to land the combo and I want to do this and that. You know, I like the setup gameplay more, but I'll probably have a Barb ult just for speed farming in Paragon, you know, because it's so damn good. Barb also looks badass too, and this is with no like microtransactions or anything like that. This is just straight up, right? Like it just looks cool from the jump. They definitely hit hard on the thematics of the class. Like you feel like a Barb. It looks like a Barb, moves like a Barb. The sound effects are good. I'm gonna do the gameplay demo and you'll see how it plays and everything. It just hits on all cylinders. If I would do anything to Barbarian, I would give it some sort of depth, like maybe with some kind of bleed mechanic. You know, if it's affected by a shout, maybe it heals you for more or some sort of bonus. But if they want to leave it as like the new player class friendly play style, just like in World of Warcraft, you know, Warriors, like the intro class. Barb in D3 does have some complexity, but it is like really easy to play also. Like, you know, if they want to leave it as the easy class, I'm okay with it. And just offering some sort of criticism that I would maybe add some depth there for the people that want it, you know, because it would be nice. Like maybe after leap, but area on the ground, and then when you hoe to that, it knocks enemies up in the air, you know, just little things like that for people that crave that playstyle would be nice. But either way, this is like a very complete class, and I think people will enjoy Barb tremendously. Let's go ahead and do this Elder Rift and just kind of showcase what Barb has going for it. I'll switch to Sprint halfway through, but I'm gonna pop Wrath right out the gate and just start smashing stuff to death.
Prepare to meet it.
I don't know if you can feel it, you can hear it. You're just cracking your weapons on the enemies. This Barb rune helps a lot too because it feels awesome. You know, it has like that visceral crunch. Has a nice crunch, I would say. Let's switch to Sprint right away. So you can kind of see what I see a little bit. I'll keep the abilities because, you know, you already know what Sprint looks like. Or you already know what Wrath of Berserker looks like now. And then this is Lacerate, so I'm healing. You can see the little heal on my screen. You're fine. Run over here, group them up. Crunch. Put some bleeds on the target. And like I said, you can get legendaries to support almost every playstyle. And if you want to just use Furious Charge, or you just want to use Whirlwind, there's a lot of tools in the game to kind of like promote these playstyles. Charge in. Hoda feels nice too. Wouldn't that be cool if you could knock him up with Hoda? Wouldn't that just be dandy? Barb's currently the strongest class, maybe tied with Demon Hunter. The strongest class on Alpha. Remember, like, balance is kind of crazy to talk about because we don't have all the skills. We don't have all the skills, we don't have all the legendaries. And things can change dramatically, you know? Things can really change through patch cycles and buffs and nerfs and everything. I think all classes are going to feel good on launch, though.
My enemies fall before me.
They definitely don't want to nerf anything. They want to make more things viable, so. Let's charge up. But you can see, like, you know, how powerful sprint can be. Like, the more and more I'm able to get around and find things, and not just in rifts, but out in the open world.
Already forfeit.
We're going to be farming legendary mobs. We're going to be farming layers. Immortal's kind of like a slow-paced game, but Barb definitely shakes it up and adds a little bit more speed to it. Adds a little bit more pizzazz to it, right? Oh, we're supposed to do the... We're supposed to be doing the ultimate, so I'm going to spam my generator, my primary here, and try to build up my ult. So I'm just charging, trying to get the ult for you guys so you can see it. Okay, so we have our ultimate. I'm going to charge in. Beast mode. So nice AoE cleave compared to Frenzy, which is more like single target chopping. And then you get the healing, you get the shield. Pretty badass, right? Feel my blade, she says. Little RGK. I think I can switch mid too if I wanted to go back to it. If I want to go to Wrath of Berserker or something. Hey, chill. Popping Wrath of Berserker. It's like a rift, like a Diablo 3 rift, right? This is like your standard place for that. Little chops with Whirlwind. Who says Witch Doctor is not in the game, huh? Got this Mundanugu guy here. Got this Mundi guy here. So that, I hope that gives you a sample of what it's like to play Barb. Again, it's still early alpha. Things can change. I'll probably make proper build videos once the game comes out, as I'm having a lot of fun with it. This is also the last video in the 4 classes. So once they release Necro and Crusader, I'll do class intro videos on them so you can see the spells and abilities. Now that I'm done with these also, I'm probably going to make some other videos I've been wanting to get to. So all the class intros are done. I'm going to move on to other videos. So yeah, if you like the video, make sure to hit a like and all that. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. Tons of links in the description to social media. We have a Discord. You can talk Diablo with us anytime you want. That's going to be all for me today. This is Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.